Hey, this is Em from the 33 Secrets, and in this new secret training video, you're gonna learn why paying for dates with attractive women is the fastest way to land you in the friend zone with attractive women. Just the same, you're also gonna learn why splitting the bill on your first date can often end up being your last date. So what should you do? Hang tight because I'm about to answer that question. So who pays for dinner? And should you pay for the girl on your first date? Now, this is one of the biggest dating questions that so many guys who haven't had a lot of dating education tend to get confused about. Now, if you're an actual student of my 33 Secrets to Dating Beautiful Women, meaning you've already gone through my full training course, then you should already know the answer to this question. But for those of you who haven't yet, my question to you is, why are you taking beautiful women out to dinner on your first date to begin with? Why are you taking out a girl who you just met, a girl who you barely know, out for this semi-formal event where you play conversational ping pong with her, where you ask her about her job, you ask her about her family, and if you're a real wuss, you ask her if she wants to have kids one day, and if she can see herself getting married one day, all the while implying that you're that guy, basically doing all the things that guys sitting in her friend zone now all did to end up in her friend zone. Now, when I'm out at a restaurant and I see a guy at a table enjoying his first date with a girl, the first thing that goes through my mind is there's a guy without dating education. In pickup, we used to call these guys AFCs, average frustrated chumps. And the second thing that goes through my mind is there's a guy who's headed for the friend zone. And one of the worst things that you can do to turn off a beautiful woman, by the way, is to take her out to dinner for your first date. Why? Because that's what all guys do. That's what every guy's default plan is for getting in her pants. Take her to dinner, pay for her dinner, wine her and dine her, and then hope that she magically develops feelings for you. And how does this usually work out, by the way? It doesn't, because in most cases, there's no attraction established yet. So if you attempt to take her out to dinner for a first date, it will generally lead you right into her friend zone. So when you meet a beautiful woman and you want to see her again, the last thing you should do is invite her to dinner. Okay, a first date should never ever include dinner. And if this is the first time that you're actually meeting up with her, you should always keep your first date very brief and very informal. You can meet her for drinks, you can meet her for coffee, you can meet her for lunch, but you want to keep it brief and informal and never ever take her out to dinner for your first date. You should never find yourself in that awkward who pays for dinner moment with a beautiful woman, because only chumps and amateurs take beautiful women out to dinner for the first date. So what I advise students to do instead is to make your first date brief and informal. None of these elaborate 10-hour dates where you try to marry her on your first date. Instead, you just want to meet up with her very briefly and very informally, where you can create some attraction and get her curious about you so that she wants to see you again. The great part about keeping your first dates brief and informal is that you'll never have to pay for her under these circumstances. Why? Because it's brief and informal. You're just meeting up for drinks or coffee or lunch. And under these circumstances, because it's informal, most people just pay their own way. And it would actually look kind of awkward if you tried to pull out your wallet and pay for her under these circumstances. So not only are you saving money by not having to pay for her, but you're doing things in a way that most guys don't and will actually create attraction with her. So no dinners for first dates. That's rule number 1, because it's a one-way ticket to her friend zone. Not to mention, it can get very, very expensive once you start getting really good at this and you start going on a lot of first dates. And personally, I go on a lot of first dates. And if I took each of these girls out to dinner for the first date, it would be the equivalent of a car payment each month without actually getting to drive the car, if you know what I mean. So after you've gone on your first initial date where you've already met up for drinks and she wants to see you again, for your second date, you still want to hold back on dinner. So don't go to dinner on your second date either. Instead, you want to plan another random, brief, and informal date. Take her for a drive somewhere, go to the beach, get strawberry milkshakes. Just do something completely random, brief, and informal. Go on another unexpected, fun, and unpredictable date with her. And when you do things this way, not only is it cheaper, but she's more likely to develop feelings for you and sleep with you than if you just took her out to some boring dinner on your first date like all the other chumps, playing conversational ping pong with her, selling yourself to her, and hoping that she magically develops feelings for you. But if she's already gone on 2 dates with you where you've done all of these fun, random little things with her, now going to dinner with her is the natural thing to do. And under these circumstances, paying for her dinner is not a big deal. Because if you're on your 3rd date together, chances are she's already gotten physical with you, at least to some extent, if not all the way. And she's showing a mutual attraction for you. So now taking her to dinner and paying for her dinner isn't a big deal because it's coming from a place of strength and not weakness. By the way, at this point, if she's gone on 3 dates with you and is getting physical with you, then you want to take her out to dinner and you want to pay for her, just to let her know that you value her investment in you and that you reward this type of behavior from your dates. Unlike most beta males out there who reward their dates for pretty much doing nothing other than showing up for their date, and then they wonder why they can't get a second date. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to pay for her from now on, because she needs to value your investment in her as well. So all this means is that you are going to kick off your first real dinner date together by taking care of her. And under these circumstances, the awkward who pays for dinner situation never comes up, because the awkward who pays for dinner situation only comes up when you do things the wrong way, where you try to get her to magically develop romantic feelings for you by bribing her with dinner and acting like her Prince Charming. It feels awkward this way because you're doing things out of alignment with how we're naturally wired as humans to bond with each other. It's like these guys who take girls out to dinner on the first date and then expect the girl to split the bill with them. And then they wonder why the girl gets turned off and never goes on a second date with him. It's because you're doing things out of alignment with how we're naturally wired to bond with each other as humans. I can't even remember the last time I've been in a situation with a girl where I took her out to dinner and had that awkward who pays for dinner moment, or that awkward feeling of wanting her to split the bill with me so I don't feel cheated. I don't get that because I don't take girls out to dinner for first dates. Dinner only happens later, after we've had at least 1 or 2 random mini dates where we've established some attraction and both have invested in each other, at least to some degree. This is why whenever guys ask me if they should pay for dinner, I automatically think 2 things. 1, you need to go through my 33 secrets. And 2, just the fact that you're asking me this question tells me that unless you learn this stuff, you're going to be the next guy who ends up in her friend zone. So remember, deciding who pays for dinner deciding who pays on the first date is only awkward when you do things the wrong way, when you do things like a chump. But when you do things the right way, buying her dinner isn't such a big deal. Why? Because she's already shown a mutual attraction for you by going on previous dates with you, by showing an investment in you. So taking her to dinner is no big deal. And under these circumstances, paying for her dinner is completely fine, because again, it will be coming from a place of strength and not weakness. So that's all I have to say for today. And if you enjoyed what you just learned in this free training video, make sure you subscribe to my email by clicking the link above. Right now, it takes 2 seconds. So do that right now, and I'll see you in the next training video.